Does waking up at 5 a.m. make our self-improvement easier? Or is it a myth that ukulele YouTubers keep pushing to get views? Well, that's what we're here to find out, fellas. My name is Kian. I'm a very handsome young boy. And 5 months ago, I became obsessed with learning about long-term habit formation and how I could truly transform my life. To give some context on the person I used to be before waking up early, sometime this year, my mum bursts into my room at around 11 a.m. I jolt up because I was in a deep sleep still, and my mum was completely dressed and ready to go out. She says, "Kian, I'm going shopping with Nan." So what? She don't talk like that. She says, "Kian, I'm going shopping with Nan, so please let us in when we get back." I say, of course, and can I just interject for a second? How embarrassing is it that my mum's 20-year-old son was still fast asleep at 11 a.m? I don't care about bloody chronotypes or people saying, well, some people naturally wake and sleep at different times, which is why night owls are a thing. Just shut up, cunt. Her son was 20 kilograms overweight and being a bum. I just think it's terrible imagery. One of the main reasons you should wake up earlier, to not embarrass your lineage. Anyway, the next thing I know is I hear a doorbell. So I lift my massive mess out of bed and I go downstairs to realise it's 2 p.m. and my mum and Nan are back with shopping bags that I need to carry in. Jesus Christ. The thing is, I lived like this for 1.5 years straight, every day. I'm surprised I never got kicked out of the house. I'll explain a little bit later how I finally started waking up when I told myself to, and we'll even provide a free program to make it easier. But for now, let's break down the actual great benefits I've experienced whilst waking up at 5 a.m. Number 1, when you wake before everyone else, there is a short window of time where peace is everywhere around you. The silence feels like it feeds my spirit and gives me all the space and time I need to start getting work done. There's something about the early hours when all you can hear is wind, birds, and slight traffic in the distance that is just so beautiful, mate. Most guys our age will never stop and appreciate that experience because they're either not up yet or they need to rush for work. And I know it sounds cringy, but the peace in the morning almost feels energizing for me, and it makes it easier to start working. You get a block of time where it's very unlikely that anyone or anything will distract you, so work feels easier, and work feels less icky and dirty, sorry for the horrible word, because your mental energy hasn't been stolen by phone notifications, social media, humans, television. It's this grace period where your mind is fresh and your work feels its easiest. Compared to working late in the afternoon where a lot of people usually do, chances are you've already been exposed to brain muddying stuff like music, YouTube, Instagram, small talk, chatting shit, which means the work in general will actually be harder to focus on. That's scientifically proven, bud. Doctors, not doctors, you get what I mean. Getting your work done first thing in the morning also destroys that day-long anxiety that I know you've experienced that you get from procrastinating on your most important work. Number 2, your days are always good days regardless of what happens in your afternoons and evenings because you managed to win the morning. They say that to have a great year, you need a great month. For that, a great week, then a great day, and to have a great day, you need a great morning, my brother, okay? Everything starts with your morning. You could chat shit and say, oh, but Kian, people wake at different hours naturally, so if someone wakes in the afternoon, that doesn't mean their day is just bad. Yeah, okay, buddy, all right? Listen up. We're not talking about the guys on self-improvement that have to wake in the afternoon out of necessity for their work hours. I'm talking specifically to you, the guy who wakes up out of pure laziness late. Oh, but my chronotype says that I naturally wake up later. This is why I hate the chronotype talk. Basically, a chronotype, if you don't know, is what time your body's body clock is naturally set to, apparently. It's what Matt Walker talks about. It goes back to cavemen times when people had to wake at separate times in order to keep watch and all that shit. Regardless of whether some people feel like they naturally wake later, does it serve anyone to think that way if they haven't got to do it out of necessity for their job? I guarantee that 90% of people naturally should wake early anyway, and if they don't, then whatever. The thing is, people will chat shit about chronotypes, but have they ever fixed their sleeping pattern to really figure out what time actually makes sense? Or are they using chronotypes as a cope because they scroll Instagram until 3 a.m, pass out, and then tell themselves, oh, well, I must be a night owl. No, you're just a twat. I could have told myself I was a night owl for 1.5 years when I kept waking at 1 p.m, but now I find waking up at 5 a.m. amazing. I'm awake and functioning pretty much instantly. So I personally believe it all comes down to what your self-image is. If you genuinely view yourself as someone that enjoys being up in the mornings, you will benefit from that. Do not let people feed your mind with this scientific literature of chronotypes because it can easily become a cope. Number 3, there is a sense of productive momentum that only comes with rising early. A sense that you've already achieved something before anyone else has even woke up. Something I'm learning over these last couple weeks is that momentum is one of the most powerful predictors of results in either direction. If you keep up the momentum of posting on your channel every day, you're far more likely to get results. If you keep up the momentum of slipping up on semen retention, then it's hard to break the momentum. Every day for me has started off with powerful momentum because I've got up at 5 a.m. and switched my alarm off. The ball starts rolling immediately and I've won the day at this point. The morning time, in my opinion, is the only time in the day that just waking up feels like an achievement. Because of that, waking up becomes part of your self-improvement checklist and you collect a win for literally just getting out of bed. That's such a good and easier way to start gaining momentum. Right, so those are some of my favorite benefits of waking up early. I literally went from hating my life, mate, and feeling like a bum that let his parents down, to transforming my entire life, losing 12 kilograms of weight, doing meaningful work every morning that I love, gym every day. Who's gym? Right? I love my life now. If you want to learn how to implement these good habits and make the same results for yourself, then down below in the second link, I have a free secret habit program in the description. Loads of young UK guys and self-improvement have already downloaded this program and had their eyes opened to the power of habit trackers, the exact way I fixed my life and started waking up at 5 a.m. If you want to join a bunch of these young guys, then click the second link in the description below. It's a full 1-hour video guide to habit tracking, plus tracker templates based on what I use to actually get my habits working. Make your past and present self someone to thank and keep chasing that best version of you 5 years in the future, bro.